Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
We believe that the 10th Amendment was there for a reason. All those powers not granted to the federal government belong to the states.
More legislators are joining the call by North Dakota's Al Carlson to sue the federal government over the divisive issue of refugee resettlement in the state. Good evening, and thanks for joining us.
Carlson made the comments on last night's 6:30 POV, and since then, others are speaking out about this hot topic. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker tells us what could happen in the next legislative session, as well as why some call this nothing more than political grandstanding.
We need to make sure that we are not run over like a freight train. And I think in Tennessee, I read the article you sent me, they did the right thing.
North Dakota House Majority Leader Al Carlson opened up what could be the next fight in the legislature, suing the federal government over refugee resettlement. But some people say a lawsuit on this matter won't work out.
The biggest problem the states have, of course, is that they do not run immigration services. Immigration is a policy controlled by the United States government.
Poli-sci professor Barbara Hedrick says the 10th Amendment argument doesn't apply in this situation because the federal government is given power regarding immigration policy.
These lawsuits are another round of we'll spend some money to make our point and we'll probably lose.
However, Representative Strail out of Minot says he hopes the legislature will 100% authorize a suit against the federal government about this matter. Lutheran Social Services Executive Director Jessica Thomason had this to say about Representative Carlson's remarks.
I have no doubt that North Dakota's elected officials will have the discussions that they feel are important to the state of North Dakota. For our part, at Lutheran Social Services, we're just going to remain committed to providing information to people about the work that we do.
This is like Donald Trump saying he's going to build his giant wall and have the Mexicans pay for it. It's the same sort of rhetoric. And his wall's not going to happen, and these lawsuits are probably not going to succeed.
Cornelius Hawker, Valley News Live.
In October, Valley News Live conducted a poll that showed the majority of people living in Cass and Clay counties do not support continued resettlement of refugees to the area.
Another day full of gray skies and clouds. Let's head over to Hutch Johnson to see if we should be expecting any more rain. Hutch?
Well, we do have rain in the forecast, but at best this evening, I'm not anticipating anything too heavy. As we take a look at the national picture, severe weather in the form of severe thunderstorms meandering along the Ohio River Valley toward the mid-Atlantic coast, and in the Central Plains, active tornado watches are in effect there. For us, we have cloudy skies for most areas. There's some clearing in northern Minnesota. Places like Bemidji, Baudette, and Hallock had some of the area's warmest weather today, while the heavier rain is in the western Dakotas. So this evening, it can't rule out a sprinkle, but generally temperatures will be in the mid to upper 40s with east winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy and 40s tonight as well in Grand Forks and Fergus Falls. We do have some more rain in the forecast, Andrea. Not everyone will see it. I'll have details on that. We do have some warmer weather in the forecast, and we'll tell you all about it here in a moment.
So we'll keep our umbrella handy until otherwise.
Yeah, but at least you can leave the shovel in the garage.
There we go.
Yes.
Thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
The Stutsman County Sheriff says a missing teenager has been found and he's safe. The family of 14-year-old Tyrell Osborne started searching for the boy after he was reported missing last night near Gackle, North Dakota. Osborne was found this morning. No other details have been released.
The search is over tonight for this man, Todd Logan. Logan had been missing since Saturday afternoon, and he was believed to be near Stowe's Lake. That's in northwest Douglas County in Minnesota. Further information has not yet been released.
The Thompson Police Department is warning people to keep an eye out for suspicious activity after two forced entries into locked homes. Each of the break-ins happened at homes in the city of Thompson, which is about 7 miles southwest of Grand Forks. In both cases, entry was made through locked basement windows. Thompson police say it's possible people are checking for unsecured medication and then quickly leaving. They say valuables in plain view have been ignored. The same activity has been reported in Trail County. They ask people to keep locking homes and vehicles and report any odd activity to the Thompson Police Department. If you have prescriptions that are expired or no longer needed, National Drug Take-Back Day is happening this Saturday. You can dispose of drugs for free, no questions asked. To find a drop-off site near you, we have a link under the hot button at valleynewslive.com.
$200,000 to $250,000. That's the average price of a newly built starter home in the Fargo-Moorhead metro area. The FM Home Builders Association released its first quarter building permit statistics. And though it indicates total housing starts are off a bit from last year, the number of single-family homes being built is up. Fargo shows the biggest increase in that category, followed by West Fargo. Moorhead's numbers are off as well. Dilworth's are reported to be flat. The president of the Home Builders Group says building one in the $150,000 to $200,000 range is not easy.
I'm sure there's contractors out there that can possibly get in that range, but we're a little prohibited by land costs and stuff like that. So,
the Builders Group's CEO, Bryce Johnson, says a way around high land costs is to build a twin home. The association is showing off nearly 100 new homes in the metro area starting Thursday during its annual Parade of Homes.
Hundreds of people for and against tougher background checks on gun sales met in St. Paul today to hear two new proposed bills. One bill would require a criminal background check for all firearms, including gun shows, individual and internet sales. The bill's author, Senator Ron Latz, said 40% of gun transfers in Minnesota do not get a criminal background check. He said this legislation does not expand gun laws. The other bill that was up for discussion is a gun violence protection order bill. This bill would allow law enforcement and family members to ask a court to prohibit people from having guns if they pose a significant danger to themselves or others.
The Grand Forks Air Force Base is the safe haven for aircraft from Kansas. That's where severe weather is a major concern. Throughout the day, the Kansas City area has been hit by large hail and strong winds. The tanker planes that were housed in Kansas and Nebraska flew into the Grand Forks Air Force Base today. 100 airmen and 17 tanker planes will spend a day or two at the Grand Forks Base until the weather clears down south.
Sometimes it's not even a factor of the fact that there's damage to the airplane, but that they also may just have to sit there and not have the conditions to take off and perform their mission. So by coming up here, it allows them to either keep the airplane safe and or perform their mission.
This isn't the first time this has happened. Several Air Force planes were diverted to Grand Forks last summer because of severe weather down south.
Crookston police are searching for a snake that's about 5 to 6 feet long. It was seen on the north side of Crookston in the 1600 block of Radisson Road. Crookston police say they're working to verify the sighting and determine the type of snake. Reports say it looks similar to a hognose snake. Police say it's possible that someone's pet got away. It's not likely the snake is moving around in our cool temperatures. If anyone owns a large snake in the Crookston area, or if you have seen one, you're asked to call Crookston police. And remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day.
It's Tuesday, and that means it's time for another restaurant report card. We invite you to tune in tonight to Valley News Live 10 at 10. We'll show you which eatery or eateries in Fargo has been awarded our Clean Plate Award.
If you or someone you know is a deer hunter, there's some good news coming up later on Valley News Live at 6.
And from Texas to Nebraska, all the way to the East Coast, severe weather is a threat tonight for us. More rain is in the forecast. I'll have details coming up right after this.